So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is Other Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting theory for you all. Now this one is actually a fan theory, and this one was submitted by Patrick Fisher. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys actually know this regular commenter on our videos. He actually has consistently good theories, and we just had to feature this one because it's so unique, and I think no one has actually looked at this the same way Patrick Fisher has.
Yeah, Patrick's also been in another one of our fan theory videos, but we had to include this one because it was just so good, in honesty.
Yeah, he's definitely making his name known amongst the theorist community, isn't he?
Yes, and he will be down in this comment section down below, you can guarantee.
Oh yes, we can guarantee, and I guarantee everyone will see it because his comment will most likely be thumbed up to the top as usual.
Yeah, yes.
So what did Patrick Fisher suggest?
Well, Patrick's actually going through the Shadow Bonnie minigame, because like you and me, I mean, I think the community is very confused about this minigame, as it is very, very confusing. We play as the Shadow Bonnie, well, supposedly Shadow Bonnie, and Patrick has come to the conclusion that this Shadow Bonnie is actually Springtrap.
Yeah.
That being, Shadow Bonnie is purple, the purple guy is purple, and purple guy is inside Springtrap, so therefore, Shadow Bonnie equals Springtrap.
Yeah, let me just elaborate just a tiny bit on that, just so you guys don't get confused at all. Yeah. So basically, we have to click the small Shadow Bonnie figure. We are thrown into this minigame. Now, when we're thrown into this minigame, we can presume this character to be Shadow Bonnie. We have the very distinct teeth and the white eyes. And what makes this peculiar is that this character is actually purple. Now, if he's purple, this could be a direct hint to the purple guy being within the Shadow Bonnie suit. Now, if this is the case, it must be Springtrap, because, you know, Springtrap to be an operational animatronic with the crank ability.
And in this minigame, basically, we go through all the stages of the minigame to get the good ending.
Yes.
You have to go through minigames to get the good ending, and in this one, we go through each individual one, but we still have a child to rescue in a zone that we haven't been in yet.
Yeah, and what actually makes these really interesting is the fact that these rooms are kind of boxed off, aren't they? They're not the same size as each of the other stages. We're kind of confined to a very small square area.
Yeah, and Patrick was basically suggesting that these squares represent like the entrapment of purgatory with these souls that are trapped.
Yeah, almost like the children when they're kind of not operating the animatronic suits. In the time when they're not turned on, this could be like almost an area where they stay and they suffer the same nightmare day in and day out, isn't it? Now, we said that each of the stages are kind of confined to a square-like containment. However, the same Easter egg appears in the Balloon Boy stage that appears in this one. Basically, if we press the S key, i.e. to cycle through the different stages, to the left-hand side on the upper floor, we can still jump through the window on the Balloon Boy stage. Now, if you do this, nothing will actually happen until you press S a couple of times and you are able to enter the same stage where we see the crying child outside of the box.
And basically, nothing will happen if you haven't completed the good ending task. This is literally the last task you have to do for the good ending.
Yeah.
But if you have completed it, once you go to this child, like all the other minigames, you'll present him with cake, and he will be freed from this minigame, or this purgatory.
And I actually think this is really interesting. It almost makes me think like this might be a flash forward, you know, after the suit's already snapped on the purple guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's almost kind of feeling the same pain that maybe these children have. It's almost like a guilt-ridden minigame, isn't it? Maybe it's expressing how the purple guy feels, and now that he knows what it feels like to be trapped in this suit, maybe he's kind of thinking twice about his actions before, and he could even be thinking, you know, oh, I'm really regretful for doing what I did to these children. I need to free them almost, and that's what the good ending truly represents.
Yeah, it's basically, that's Patrick Fisher's driving force of the theory, is that all these minigames represent the guilt. It's like, this is his nightmare hell that he has to endure every night, and yeah, he's learning the consequences of his actions.
Yeah, and it's, well, as you can see, it's definitely quite an intense one, isn't it? With the, kind of the way he glitches. I mean, when you move left and right within this purple figure, it's so unstable and it's so inconsistent. All the, well, as I said, the character seems to separate a lot, and that might almost show kind of like the manipulative manner that he's undergone before. Maybe just because he's so broken, that might show his personality, or almost what he's experienced since the suit's kind of strapped back on him, because obviously you can see like his brain and all different parts of his body absolutely everywhere. It's not consistent with a human figure at all, and yeah, maybe it is just really the guilt, and as I said, the glitchiness is just showing how he's now feeling so inconsistent and uncertain about it all.
Yeah, I myself believe that the glitchiness is like the blurred line between his humanity, like his emotions towards what he's done, and the, you know, killer instinct that he possesses, like the suit.
Yeah.
Like the suit, I believe, represents his evilness, and obviously there's a human inside that suit, kind of. There's a blurred line between his good side and bad side, I guess you can say, and within this nightmare we can see that happening. But
so the glitchiness to kind of represent that there is also a good side to him. It's really kind of, because he's breaking apart. It's almost like his wants personality to the children to kind of kill them. He's breaking apart, and his true colours are shining through, and he wants to actually save these children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the child in this game, I mean, many of you might be thinking, you know, why would the purple guy want to save a child? And, you know, through the points we've already discussed, you know, it could be the guilt, but who is the child that he's saving? And Patrick goes on to say that it could be the one that's stuffed inside Bonnie, mainly because of the purple background on the stage that we rescue this child.
Yeah, and that's actually a very interesting point. It's probably one that not a lot of people have considered, really, isn't it?
No, definitely not.
As an alternative, you know what I actually thought when I saw this?
What's that?
The first thing I thought was maybe that the purple is there to represent saving himself.
Ah, yes,
So
that would make sense.
That could make even more sense. Maybe the child is almost showing himself, but maybe he isn't a child. For all we know, the child could just represent himself in like a purgatory state, upset and damned with it all. And because we have to kind of save the 4 children beforehand, and then on the 5th night we're presented to save this child, it could almost be him, I suppose, couldn't it?
Yeah, trying to save his humanity almost.
Yeah, just a vivid representation of who he is, and just maybe the colour of the background, whilst it could represent Bonnie, I think that's a perfectly viable thing to say, could also represent himself.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, so I think the important question is, what could this mean?
Well, like Ryan suggested, it could mean that he knows what it's like to be physically trapped now inside the suit, and he's suffering nights after nights, and he knows what these children must be suffering with because they've been there for quite a while now, probably about 20 to 30, no, about 30 to 50 years they've been trapped in this purgatory state. So yes, I think this represents the physical meaning of being trapped and how he wants to undo his actions.
Yeah, I think you're right, and do you know what? I think a really, really interesting point here is, where is the puppet?
Very, very good point.
Yeah, we only see the puppet in the Happiest Day minigame, but we don't actually see the puppet directly manipulating any of the characters, yet in the Happiest Day when we were able to control the puppet. So I think that's something else we need to look at now. If this is the case of this minigame, what could this mean for the puppet?
Yeah, maybe the puppet's possessing each animatronic, maybe.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's something we need to explore in greater detail.
Definitely.
So there you have it, guys. There is once again another interesting theory. This one once again coming in from Patrick Fisher. So thank you very much for your theory submission, dude. It was once again a great one, as they always are in the comment section. And yeah, guys, be sure to submit your own theories via personal message or also in the comment section down below. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you did enjoy. And of course, we'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?